on the face stuff. Every time I put these on, I feel like I'm gonna rob a store. Gotta get this food to the wife while she's on her lunch break. And then back to the studio.
And you're all set.
Thank you. You too. With these bandanas, I'm like, oh man, I probably look super cool when I put this on. But in reality, I probably look like Woody. Back to normal, and this is what changed right here. You see it's flat now. Not the best cut in the world. You can see I went a little deep there, but pretty much this sits on a piece that I cut a little ledge out for it. Finally, it's done. It took all day. It's like almost midnight now, but tore it down, fixed it, put it back together, filmed the video of connecting the whole studio and doing the desk and getting the dimensions for Hip Hop Audio School. So it was a pretty productive day. All right, so it's Wednesday morning, just coming straight into the studio, and let's do a little tutorial for you guys. Something I always get asked is how I would sit my levels. So in this example, I'm gonna show my kick drum and my 808 and how they sit together. So let's go ahead and look at that. Alright, so that's my 808 and my kick and this beat that I just finished up the other day. It could go either way. It depends on like the beat you're going with, but a lot of beats that if you just put on Rap Caviar on Spotify and just listen to all the most popular songs right now in hip hop, and you'll see or you'll hear all the different like ways the 808 and the kick sit. And almost always it's the 808 is a little bit underneath the kick drum, and that's pretty common. So the 808 by itself it just sounds big and rumbly, but the kick drum by itself so the kick drum it's just up, it's more punchy in your face type sounding compared to the 808. As far as the actual levels themselves, let's see my peaks here, because people always ask me, even though it depends on your overall song on where your peaks are going to be, but let's compare the difference at least. Alright, so my kick drum is peaking at -13 and my 808 is at -15.9, so it's a couple dB difference. Something I'm doing on the kick drum here, I have a sample replacement, because the original kick that I put in the beat, wasn't a big fan of it after listening over and over, so I wanted something a little bit more punchy. So here's the original kick. And the new one. Let's see, on the kick drum I'm doing some limiting. So the kick drum had a whole lot of attack to it that I didn't quite want, because it's going to override my final limiter. So I'm doing very, very aggressive limiting on this kick drum just to be able to control it in a certain way. This is not something I do regularly, but I did it on this one. I really drove the gain just to round out. I just wanted to like pretty much clip off the top of the kick drum and just have a more fat sound instead. So here it is before. And after. So see, the difference is it's a little bit more punchy, but also you gained so much peak room. So here it is. All the way at, it's going over 0. And then with the limiter. it sounds just as loud, but you have 13 decibels of gain. That's the difference, is I'm cutting off that initial transient, bringing it way down, and then having just the body of the kick stand out more. So those are the things. Compared, if you were to just turn it up, you're going to get no headroom, and you're going to run into hitting your final limiter way too hard. Compared to this one, you're able to get all that headroom and still have that punchy sounding kick drum. And of course, this is not on every single kick drum, so you wouldn't do this every time you mix a kick drum. Sometimes I just leave the kick as it is as a sample and do nothing to it. But this is what worked out for this song here, and here is the completed beat. I'll just show you the intro leading into the verse. That was actually the hook. The intro leads into the hook. I want to show you real quick what it sounded like before I did this. So before I remixed this song and edited it a bit and got some new stuff in there, it sounded a lot different. Okay, so here it is originally what it sounded like. I'll play the intro going into the hook. All right, so that's the original, and here's the new one. It just hits so much harder. So that's what I was going for. I wanted to remix. I'm going through all my old beats, remixing them, adding in things, changing up the sounds, and just trying to get a better sound out of my beats. So that was the first one that I did, and I'm happy with the difference. All right, so that's it. I just wanted to take you through that, and hopefully it showed you how I deal with kicks and 808s, how I sit the 808 a little bit behind the kick, how I deal with kick drums with really strong transients, how I could tame it and still get that fat sound using a limiter. But yeah, that's it. So yesterday I did the whole desk thing, fixed it up a bit, filmed a bunch of videos. I need to go through and edit all that today and put that all together for Hip Hop Audio School. So I'm going to do that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.